Hello, my name is Marina and our group number 1. Pleasure to introduce Silex project of St. Mary's and Area Mobility Service. Here with me Abayomi, Ismail, Mahmoud and Sayed. I will explain executive summary, current state analysis will explain Mahmoud, recommendations will provide by Abayomi, Deji will explain cost-benefit analysis and Sayed will provide with implementation plan. Overview to project focuses: evaluating operational efficiency of St. Mary's Area Mobility Service through a supply chain lens. Focus on the key areas our research as fleet utilization, revenue diversification, and sustainability improvement. Our analysis identify key challenges in optimizing fleet performance, securing sustainable funding, and expanding service to meet growth demand. Findings highlight efficiencies in vehicle scheduling, maintenance practice, and data tracking. To address these issues, we recommend integrating advanced asset tracking system, adopting proactive maintenance strategies, and exploring alternative fuel options such as hybrid or electric vehicles to align with sustainability goals. Additionally, improving scheduling efficiency and leveraging data analysis can enhance operational decision-making and reduce costs. From a financial perspective, diversifying revenue through government grants, sponsorships, and revised fare models will support long-term service sustainability. Collaborating with local businesses and municipalities could also improve financial resilience and expand service accessibility. By applying supply chain management principles, St. Mary's Area's Mobility Service can streamline logistics, reduce costs, and improve service reliability. These strategic improvements will contribute to a more efficient, accessible, and sustainable mobility service for the community. Thank you. Next speaker will be Mahmoud.
Hi everybody, my name is Mahmoud. Today we'll give you information about Mary Area Mobility Service. On the sponsorship, we'll talk about some sponsorships or partner and the cost and revenue sources and the challenges. St. Mary Area Mobility Service composed from 40 accessible vehicles, 2 buses, 1 mid-size van and 1 caravan, plus the volunteer vehicle. The organization covers St. Mary, Perth South area, Zora Township, and the Thames Center. The organization targeting the senior who have aged more than 55, people with a disability, recovering patient, and these needed assistant device transport. The service offer door-to-door for medical appointment, earned, and social event. Booking should be before 24 hours from the event. The organization serves from 200 to 25 clients annually and expected to increase. Now we'll talk about the operation time and the partnership. Operation hour from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and we can managing the book by Easy Ride. The key partnership: Ontario Health, Town of the St. Mary, Zora Township, Township of the Perth South, and the Municipality of the Thames Center. Let me talk about the cost and revenue resources. The cost can be divided to variables and the fixed cost. The variable cost include fuel price, drive wages, maintenance cost, IT software, and the volunteer mileage. Fixed costs include office lease and vehicle insurance. Revenue resource, the mainly by user fee, that's the number one. Second, by municipal and the sponsor fund like Town of the St. Mary contributed by 115,000 and we expected more. Ontario Health contributed by 10%, and the last one, the donation and the fundraise. Let me talk about the key challenges. The first challenge is the financial pressure, increasing the cost versus the budget is very limited that prevent expansion the fleet and the service. Also, the reason being versus the limited capacity, higher demand after the local tax shutdown versus the insufficient resources to scale operation. Number three, the fleet maintenance, very costly, and the maintenance is very mandatory to and safe issue. Geographic constraint, the rural area has poor connection area, so the poor coordination. And the last one, the long traveling distance lead to increase the operation cost. Thank you so much.
Good day, everyone. My name is Abayomi. Today, I will be presenting our recommendation for the St. Mary and Area Mobility Service as part of the Silex project. Our analysis has identified three key areas where strategic improvements can enhance service efficiency, expand community reach, and promote long-term stability. 1. Cost control measure. 2. Service expansion opportunity. And 3. Sustainability initiatives. On our journey to the next slide, cost control measure. Our first category focused on optimizing operations to reduce expenses. The route optimization system will consolidate trips to common destination, particularly for medical appointments. Analysis suggests this could reduce fuel consumption by up to 15%. We recommend a tiered fare structure based on distance and purpose, allowing for increased revenue without placing undue burden on the fixed income clients. Negotiating reduced office rental rates at Pyramid Recreation Center through a long-term lease agreement could significantly decrease overhead costs. Additionally, saving costs can be achieved through the vehicle maintenance tracking system and fuel purchasing agreements with local suppliers, protecting against price fluctuations. Next, we have identified several opportunities to grow mobility service. The recent closure of the Stafford-based taxi provider has created a service gap that a subsidized ride program could effectively fill. Formal partnership with medical facility would streamline appointment transportation, which currently represents 62% of service requests. A ride-sharing opportunity for clients traveling to several destinations would maximize vehicle utilization. Strategic service area extension into Zora Township and Tama Center would address currently unserved area with demonstrated need. Finally, a volunteer driver recruitment campaign would increase capacity without requiring significant capacity investment in fleet expand. Our third focus area centers on environmental and operational sustainability. We recommended gradually converting the fleet to electric or hybrid vehicles, beginning with the replacement of the current caravan. Infrastructure grants could fund EV charging stations that benefit both the service fleet and the broader community. Eco driving instruction for all drivers has been shown to reduce the fuel consumption by 8 to 12% in similar service. A comprehensive inspection schedule with preventative maintenance checkpoints will extend vehicle lifespan and reduce repair costs. Lastly, implementing a digital dispatch system will reduce paper usage while enhancing coordination, particularly important in areas with unreliable self-service. Thank you. My colleague will take on to the next slide.
Thank you, Abayomi. My name is Deji Ariago. I will be presenting the cost-benefit analysis. The purpose of the cost-benefit analysis is to evaluate proposed strategies aimed at improving the efficiency, financial sustainability, and service quality of St. Mary and Area Mobility Service. St. Mary's and Area Mobility Service incurs three primary types of costs. One is fixed costs, which includes office lease and vehicle insurance, expenses that remain stable regardless of service volume. We also have the variable costs. These are costs such as fuel, drivers' wages, and vehicle maintenance fluctuate with trip frequencies and distance travel. Lastly, we have indirect costs. These are costs like IT system maintenance and administrative overheads, support operations, but aren't tied to specific trips. Understanding these cost categories is crucial for budgeting, forecasting, and identifying areas for efficiency gains, particularly in managing variable and indirect costs, which have the greatest impact on financial flexibility as demands continue to grow. Benefit analysis. Benefit analysis highlights the social, economical, and operational value services provided to the community. Direct benefits include improved fleet efficiency, cost savings from route optimization, and increased service capacity. Indirect benefits involve enhanced community accessibility, environmental sustainability, and stronger partnership with local organizations. Together, these benefits support long-term service resilience and contribute to broader social and economic development in the region. Station overview. We recommend optimizing routes, adoptive preventative maintenance, and exploring hybrid or electric vehicles to reduce costs and improve efficiency. Expanding services through volunteer recruitment and partnerships, along with a tiered fare model, can boost capacity and revenue. These strategies support long-term sustainability and better community access to mobility services. Brings me to the end of my presentation, and I'll pass it on to Sahid, who will present the remainder of the slides. Thank you for listening.
Thank you to my partner Deji. I will now cover the implementation plan. To bring our recommendations to life, we have designed a phased implementation strategy that's practical and manageable over 18 months. We prioritize actions based on cost, urgency, and impact, from short term quick wins like lease negotiation and volunteer recruitment to long term EV rollout. Each phase includes defined responsibilities and deliverables to ensure accountability. Here's how we break down the timeline. In the first 3 months, we focus on operational improvements, route planning, software, and lease agreements. By mid year, we expand services through partnerships and ride sharing programs. And by the end year mark, we will implement EV infrastructure and live tracking. Each milestone is set to help track progress and guide action. To make sure the plan stays on track, we will monitor KPIs like fleet usage, cost savings, and client satisfaction. If delays happen, like with software or EV grants, we will prepare backups such as manual logs or leasing hybrids. These contingencies ensure the plan remains flexible and resilient to real world challenges. To wrap up, St. Mary's and area mobility service is facing real challenges, rising costs, limited resources, and growing demands. But with the right strategies in place, there's a clear path forward. By improving fleet management, forming stronger partnerships, and investing in sustainable practices like EV integration and volunteer programs, the service can become more efficient and accessible. These changes won't just improve operations, they will enhance life across the community, especially for those who rely on the service most. These are references we use throughout our project. They include insights from government sources, industry best practices, and official information from St. Mary Mobility to support our recommendations. Thank you, everybody, for your time and attention.